Hello and welcome back to Catch and Cook California. I'm Kevin. Today we're going out for a little hook and line action. We're going to go for largemouth bass and we're going to make up some Indian curry. So join us. Today we're targeting largemouth bass. That's the setup. Eagle claw, size 4. Some bullet weights here, made by Water Gremlin. 6-inch straight tail. What I really wanted to emphasize, guys, is this is not a rich man's sport. You can do this for pennies. This costs about 10 bucks right here. And this combined with a $25 rod and reel setup with a 6 to 10 pound monofilament line, that's all you need. You can do this, even if you don't have a lot of money. I'm a grad student, I don't have a lot of money. I'm gonna show you how to take pennies and go catch fish. We put that bullet weight on so that the bullet is pointing toward the rod tip. We've got one of these elbow hooks, that's super important. And then we've got our artificial worm. This is a robo worm. I think Yamamoto makes some good ones as well. We're gonna take the hook, we're gonna put it just about a 1/4 inch into the end. So it looks like that. I'm going to slide that down so that it goes onto the elbow. And then we're going to embed the hook right like that so that it's barely, you can just barely feel it. But really, it needs to be kind of embedded in the rubber. And then what happens is that little setup can go over pretty much any stick and not get snagged, and then when the fish bites, it'll pull the hook right out of that artificial worm. So that's the setup, robo worm. I used to fish with bait down here before I knew what I was doing, and I never caught anything other than suckers. And then this local hillbilly kid taught me about this and changed the game, man. I've been catching bass, like I can't even remember how many bass I've caught down here over the years. And I've only ever used this setup, so it works. They love to live in sticks, so you need to be weedless. Anyway, we're gonna cast that out there. I'm just kind of like jigging it along the bottom so it looks like it's alive. And this time of year, a lot of the bass are sitting on beds, so you kind of have to piss them off enough to bite. They're not really necessarily hungry, but it is, I don't know, I've seen them, the way they react to these things. If they're in the mood to bite, they'll bite. Nice spot. Yeah, if I know that my cast is too far, it's going to go in the sticks, I'll just pull back even though the bail's open, and it'll create just a, ooh, fish on. It'll create a little bit of resistance. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And it'll keep it from going all the way into the sticks. It's not a huge bass, but it's a bass. Nice, dude. So there's no size limit on bass in this particular waterway, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep this guy or not. It's pretty small. Look at that. How cool is that? Yeah, baby. Nah, I'm gonna let him go. Tell your brothers and sisters that I've treated you with respect and ask them to come my way. Well, that was fun. Now we know the fish are biting. I use these for bass all the time, and I hammer bass with these, but what do you think? I bet you these would work really, really well for rockfish too, right? Could you see a rockfish resisting that? I want to try this in the ocean. So this is me social distancing. You can hear the birds chirping. There's no one else out here. And let's see if we can catch another fish. Ooh, that was a good cast. I'm a pro at social distancing. I'm so good you can ask any of my high school friends and they won't tell you anything because I don't have any high school friends because I was that good at social distancing. Not really. You're allowed to leave the house, at least in some counties right now, to go to the store and to get exercise. And for me, walking all the way out here is getting exercise. And this is my store. I can forage here and I can fish here. And you know, there's no one else here. It's just me. That's nice and calm. It's shady. Probably a lot of food, like a lot of insects falling off that plant. So that's where I would be if I was a bass. And you can fish these fast moving spots all day and never get a hit. And then you cast in there, if everything's right, that's where the fish will be. Don't go out and party. You're spreading this disease and you get it on a shopping cart or something like that, it could cost an elder their life. So please take this, you know, seriously and wash your hands a lot. Sterilize your groceries. I'm going to leave a link in the description to this doctor or nurse who talks about how to clean your groceries before you even bring them into your house so that coronavirus cannot stay on the groceries. I think everybody needs to be doing that. It may seem excessive, but you know what? Better be a little bit paranoid and be healthy and safe than be a little lackadaisical about it and get sick and die or spread that to someone else who might die. Maybe we'll get another fish. I hope we get one big enough that we can do an Indian recipe today, even though I know Diane probably won't forgive me if I don't make tacos. She does love my fish tacos. One more thing I wanted to show you. This is called the bow and arrow, and it actually works really well. So you let out about, what is that, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet of line. So I'm gonna hold the line, flip the bail. I'm gonna grab, and I'm gonna bend the pole back. And then I can actually fling it. Why would you do that? Well, that's one of those methods you can use if you're in really thick brush. You can cast it right underneath, like an overhang. And I've caught many a fish that there's no way I could have casted to just by doing the bow and arrow. Watch it again. It'll take a little bit to get it, but you know, right now I'm casting probably 20 feet with that, and I'm not even really putting that much tension on the rod. So keep that in mind next time you got a kind of a confined space. You need to shoot a precise lure right to a fish. Bow and arrow, baby. Fish on again. This one's bigger. I'm hoping you didn't snag up. Oh yeah, this is definitely a nice fish. Heck yes. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, my good buddy Alex always says that the only reason Kevin likes to go foraging is an excuse to take his pants off in the woods. I'll tell you what, I'm definitely not letting this fish go. I'm taking my pants off and I'm going wading. Let's go catch this fish. All right, here we go. Ooh, that is cold and that mud is deep. Ooh. Yeah, baby. All right. That's a nice bass, dude. Oh, yeah. All right, to quote Napoleon Dynamite, I caught you this delicious bass. Check this out, guys. Oh, that's a beaut. Look at that. That's a keeper. Nice. All right, I'm gonna bop him over the head now. Whew, he was barely hooked too. Good weight. Look away. All right. And I'm gonna put one through his brain, just so he's not suffering. I'm gonna put on my pants again before I start getting eaten by leeches. If you guys saw that video where we made the Thule canoe with all stone tools, you know this spot right here is full of leeches. That's a nice bass. Yeah, this is gonna be super tasty. Yeah, so now we get to do some Indian food. Diane made roti. Roti is this traditional Indian flatbread. You guys are probably familiar with naan. Roti is like the naan you eat every day. It's real easy to put together, but I totally appreciate that you did it. It's just flour, water, a little bit of salt. You just heat it up, put a little ghee on there if you want to, and bam. Super, super tasty. Great bushcraft bread as well. And
I have some bad news. I didn't add salt.
That doesn't need it. Salt's an option. We got the aloo matar. We tried a new recipe today. I don't usually do it with tomato in it, but it looks super good. Why not try something new? It's a North Indian dish. Aloo is potato, matar is peas. Over here, we've got our bass coconut curry. We're just going to lift you up because it's, yeah. So it's a coconut curry with bass fillets in there. And yeah, I'm super excited. Let's just dig in. You want to do the honor? That's good.
How are you going to eat this fish, though, without cutting it?
We're just going to drop it right in the bowl. What do you think?
Yummy.
It's rich, huh?
But I kind of like it saltier.
It's kind of sweet, huh? Yeah, let me grab some salt. Good.
I'm going to try the fish now.
You like the fish? All right, and I'm a firm believer you can always add salt, but you can't really take it away, not very easily. So usually just salt a little bit and then salt more at the table if needed. All right.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Salt definitely. Oh yeah. I'm taking a piece of fish here. What you think? Good?
I think I like my roti.
Oh, the roti is delicious. Yeah. Dude, the bass is really good in there. Whoa. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, keep the old ways alive. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep the old ways alive.
You didn't even do it right.
I had to go over the plate.
You know, this is the first time I did my makeup in, like, since quarantine.
This is the first time I've worn pants since quarantine.